Hello, everyone who have already joined our today's webinar on a wake-up call for web developers. You already know that after ChatGPT came, the internet world actually went wild. The introduction of ChatGPT really changed the game of developers and content creators and content writers. So it's the discussion is going all over the internet, and the debate is going on that what will happen to the sector of web development, people who are currently doing a job of web development or who are eager to learn new web development techniques, web development like new tech stacks to create web application, mobile application, and like that. So who are actually in the tech industry currently. So they're in some kind of doubt, and especially the new ones. Uh, and some people, experienced people also, I saw that they're in kind of like doubt what will happen after the introduction of chat gpt and the new models are coming regularly. And as I have already known that the new model of chat gpt 3.5 turbo has already been introduced. So what will happen actually? So our title was a wake-up call for web developers. That means actually I wrote an article uh, on the uprise of artificial intelligence, and I asked a question there: what would be? I mean, like, is it going to be the dead end of the for the developers in the upcoming days? Will artificial intelligence and AI models will take the place or take the job of web developers? So that is a common question in every office and every like community. Especially as a developer, I am using ChatGPT every day, and most of the developers currently, because it's reducing the time. So people who are in some kind of like confusion or doubt that will our job be taken or replaced by ChatGPT. I will tell one thing over that. I don't think that currently the artificial intelligence actually in a place for taking up the job of developers. But uh, here I have to mention one thing, that if you are a web developer, not like if you are a web developer, so you know that the new models are coming up. Suppose new platforms are coming up, CMSs are coming up. So you can create one, already that stunning.so that was built on ChatGPT, stunning.so. So what stunning.so does? So it actually takes some prompt from you, or you can give a prompt to your website title, what's the business type of it, or something like that. Some informations you give as an input, and it creates a basic website for you. And that is not that much bad actually. Yeah, it's basic, but it creates. But whenever it comes to custom application and custom coding, it's not going to be that much faster to be replaced by artificial intelligence. And for those reviews, those codes, for reviewing those codes, there must be some uh, guys, tech guys who are in web development sector to review it. So it's important for every web developers to understand that in that upcoming days, what you need to do, what you need to learn, because the technology and the world is changing rapidly. If we think about like after the introduction of mobile phone, the whole network system, the email system. So previously we were using mail system, the manual mail system, but currently we are using email for that. So after the introduction of mobile phone, so many things has changed rapidly. So after the introduction, artificial intelligence, it's not a new thing. It's there almost for like more than like 50, 60 years almost. But if you think for the last 2 to 3 months, 4 months after the chat GPT's introduction of chat GPT, before chat GPT, there was Mid Journey, and there were some other artificial intelligence tools also. Suppose there were some applications for face recognition and other things. There are many AI tools, but what chat GPT was new for that. It was more of like, it was more creative than the previous AI models. In a sense, it is not comparable to human being in terms of creativity, but yeah, it can take, it is more creative than previous artificial intelligence models or like applications. Even as a developer, every day I am using ChatGPT now. Anywhere, any problem I'm facing, and suppose you have GitHub Copilot already. So if you have a subscription of GitHub Copilot, or you have GitHub Copilot subscription or free subscription, then you can understand that whenever you are stuck on something, you can ask Copilot, or then Copilot will suggest you some codes. But again, one thing is sure, that to understand that code, you must be having a good knowledge of that particular language. Suppose you are a developer, you are a JavaScript developer. So you are building an application where you just basically, I'm just giving an example. There are some input fields. Suppose you are working with React, there are some states you need to update and do some operations with the states. But you don't know anything about states, how states work, how props works, or how class component works, or how to call a hook in class component, something like that. If you don't know about that, then no, I don't think that ChatGPT can help you much. Yet it can help you, because previously we had to go to Stack Overflow and other forums to get a question or get issues resolved. Now it's easily giving you that. But for the upcoming days, it is more of like, many people are thinking nowadays that, okay, so there is ChatGPT, so I don't need to understand, or don't need to go dig deeper on JavaScript. Many people are thinking, okay, I don't need to know JavaScript much, or I don't need to know React much, or like anything. I don't need to know PHP much, or I don't need to know any SQL operation. It's not like that actually. For the upcoming days, I think you need to have more experience or more skilled in those particular languages as a web developer, because the next generation AI models you will create, or we will create, if I say, because I'm also a part of it. Okay. So if I want to say more about that new technologies are coming up. Suppose if you use WordPress, you know how easy to set up a website, or if you have already used Wix or something, the other things, suppose Squarespace there is. So if we use those tools or those CMS, how easy it is to create a website. So the next generation, our task will not be actually creating or building a website with Squarespace or Wix. We need to build Wix, we need to build Squarespace, or we need to build ChatGPT. So no one actually, no developer's job will be replaced, but some roles, maybe the developers' roles will be just something different. So previously we were doing 6 hours of coding. Now we have to do like 2 hours of coding, 2 hours of reviewing, or 2 hours of customizing the codes ChatGPT given, or we have to do something, or we have to debug something. So human touch will always be needed there. Apart from that, I will see web developers, it is very good to have some knowledge or have some idea on artificial intelligence. And if you ask me that, apart from like who are JavaScript developers or who are PHP developers, apart from JavaScript or apart from PHP, everyone should have a bit of knowledge, at least an idea how Python works. So Python is also the next big thing, because for the big data analysis and things, Python will be needed. And our next generation applications, as we already know that Web 3 is already introduced. So we know that decentralized technologies, suppose blockchain, we know about the blockchain. So we need to learn the blockchain development, how blockchain works, how the NFT things work. So we need to know how to write smart contracts and all. So the title of that today's webinar was a wake up call for web developers. So what is the wake up call actually? Wake up call does not mean that please go away from web development sector because ChatGPT is there or artificial intelligence there, your job is not there. It's not like that. Wake up call means we have to be more skilled. we have to be more skilled on particular language we work on. Currently, if you're working on JavaScript, you have to be more skilled in JavaScript. If you are working, because see, everyone can use the basic things of JavaScript, or everyone can use basic things, suppose of PHP, basic concepts of PHP. But when it comes to like complex things, ChatGPT will not, or any artificial intelligence will not give the whole thing to you. So you have to cook that curry on your own. That is very important. Many things are coming up in the next. So we need to be prepared. All the web developers who are thinking, or who are in bit of confusion that should I continue my career on software engineering sector, or anything else. I will tell that you can focus on your work. You can focus on web development, whatever you are working. Suppose you are working on PHP, or you are working on JavaScript or Python. You need to have some more skill, more knowledge on that, so that you can control that language. And another skill, it's more important at that time, to write prompts, to write perfect prompts, because the better prompt you write for the artificial intelligence models, they will give you some better results. They will train their data every day. They're training their data every time you are sending some queries and getting some results, and again sending some queries. Then they are actually keeping a track of that. So their models are being trained every day, every milliseconds. So creating prompts is another good skill you should have in 2023. So those are the things actually that web developers should think about, that it's not the dead end for web development. Web development sector is not going to be end at this very moment. Web developers or software engineers will always be needed. Always be needed. Yeah. The work we used to do at 10 hours, we will do it at 5 hours or 4 hours currently. So previously, suppose we worked on 3 tasks. So now we will work on 6 tasks, because there are a lot of tasks. And believe me, there are a lack of developers currently. In a sense of work, or in a sense of projects, there are a lot more developers, skilled developers needed in the industry. So don't lose hope, or don't worry about the price of artificial intelligence too much, because the human creativity cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence, at least 500 or to 1000 years from now. From now on, it's my perspective, my understanding of how artificial intelligence works actually. So human creativity is something on a very, very higher stage. Even in our software development, there are a lot of work depending on your own creativity. Suppose design. Artificial intelligence can make some designs, but it never can replace human creativity. So the designers also, they don't need to worry about that. But everyone, whoever are working in this tech field, should be more skilled, and should have a wake-up call that, okay, now it is high time to upgrade our skills. So thank you so much. I hope that from my today's discussion, you have got some idea. So what to do in the next phases of your career. So currently, the trend of ChatGPT is going on. So every day, everyone is using ChatGPT. I am using ChatGPT. My colleagues are using ChatGPT on every day-to-day tasks. What is happening? Previously, they had some workload or complex issue whenever it was arising. We had to do everything on our own. We had to go sometimes when we did not know what should be the solution, or we could not get the solution yet. So we have to go to the Google and Stack Overflow, Medium, and many more forums, so Quora.com, to get the answers. Now we didn't know that what answers are actually correct. Correct. So in ChatGPT, it's more precise. The answers is more precise. So it has reduced our stress. So it has reduced our working completion time also, task completion time also. So it is always it has been a great tool for us not only for web developers, for like the content creators also. So I hope it will bring some the AI models will be more stronger in the near future, and then we can have the most out of it. So thank you everyone who have joined my session today.